Assalamualaikum badimo ko ngata dalete nyamen to ba Independent Electoral Commission to adam yan go Gambia Action Party fan nata nomination ila party nyaton ko Aliou Sow nyinte mola fanam fuder nan janne anala subora sol but right now at fila ko dum IEC la blato pour kata ala kaytol submit for the nomination pour finance jaba contest no nyaadi December for presidential election la albarima ama Jallo wol bale jang LSTV Ousmane Camara mbaten lamba jayla a cameraman Mariama kada fu musumbe fanan tent lambe jayla ay fanang bande ma kan nyamin do ko nyindo haray musibbe ko non ko halande Gambia Action Party kambe kat fondo be hewti ko Independent Electoral Commission and kan fino fi hewtun gol kaydi ma ren what gol submit kambe kat nomination kaydi ma bin bayi de hon wawta darade fi haba gol jullan nen December 2021 way fondo murandu woni hunnanda hewti enen di leydi Gambia parti ji dum fono wadde nominate fi wayi de hon kambe kat wawta darade ande nyallangal non do me no kambe kat be hewti no kaydi ma bin Khalifa sallallahu no kanko kadi Aliou Sow kanko kadi o hewti ko Independent Electoral Commission fi wawa hewtinde kaydiji makko din ala on iwtira bawa men rek LSTV won sella jabi fo ko no yardo wawa yirde non kadi to la ñin tembola kan Aliou Sow Gambia Action Party la ñaton ko ñin tembola fanam fudat na ne pour kala kaydo fen nga falite ni ñamin ñin nam signa folo to pour afana lo suma kan ngani o findinde ka tin je ko pare ren ka siro ñini Gambia banko kan pour sanjilul na la kamara Gambia dum wala ñin tembola afana mboftala kala kaydo fen di Independent Electoral Commission pour nomination la pour afana sa dadu no ñamin carte fayo ñin to jama musibe ko on don tun haalde Gambia Action Party kambe kan ñeso ma don Aliou Sow fondo hewti non fi hewtungol kayde ñoko ko Independent Electoral Commission kon do wol lawol aronol makko fi da ugol jullen nan enen di leydi Gambia wayi de hono warda lamade enen di leydi Gambia duubi joyi arodi inshallah jabe on treba amen tum ko wonno yaltirde ko IEC non fo wawa o yaltinande mame yaltina non ko LSTV
laat leen rek ba léegi ñu ngi fini ci electoral house bi nekk ci mbirum nomination bi ba léegi rek jamono ji nag ki nga xamante ne nii mooy waaja dugg ci di ki nga xam ne moo di Aliou Sow jiite li nga xamante ne moo di Gambian Action Party moom moo nekk nii nag mën a ñëw ci election house bi ngir joxe ci li nga xam ne moo di ay jumtuwaayam waaye joxe yi nga xamante ne moo di ay këyitam lépp loo xamante ne ni daal mandargaam la ngir mu daal di koy joxe fii nii ci election house bi moom mi nga xam ne moo di Aliou Sow jiite parti bi nga xam ne moo di Gambian Action Party jamono ji wàcc na ci wotom bi mu ngi waaj a dugg ci fi nga xamante ne ni moo di ci election house bi taskatu xibaar yëpp ngi taxaw nag jàkkaarloo moom ngir mu daal di dox dugg ci fi nga xamante ne moo di ci election house bi mu di ki nga xam ne moo di Aliou Sow jiite parti bi nga xam ne moo di Gambian Action Party bu ñu nemee ko nag ci gannaaw nag gis nañ tamit ay ndaw yuy ñëw dafa mel ni dafa jiitu ay ndawam ay ndaw yuy ñëw ñoo xam ne ay supporters am nañ ñu ngi ñëw na la ci gannaaw toppasi ko fii ni nga xam ne moo di ci election house bi ma bàyyi musu rek mu daal di wëyal ci li nga xam ne moo di ci kàllaamay soose
baraka baake Mariama comme yaa fa ñaamin doron comme nga fale ñaamin Gambia IEC house le min keta Aliou Sow ti wala nata gap ala nyaton ko pati nyaton go de gap Aliou Sow wala nata science ta falente ngabe dunga ngajela ni mo jamal nata jamal fana ba ko ma fondin kewolu musolu cewolu ha e beta ni borobina be ba ko ma ne binaka don defen kala dron Aliou Sow kala sa ba nyati kan amma chairman bala siran wala ta kan be si kan chairman bala siran to pour ka ni ka don kayto la ni ya lon koy sulata ke lon abul fasel lono president ya ñino la Gambia janne ba sa en defen kala dron ba no wala bulala yedi ya mo continent
We are required to bring in some documentation that we can verify. We can submit them on the honor of the order.
Yes.
Thank you very much. We just wanted to know, we've seen turmoil in your party. Just yesterday, you've sacked your party leader. And now, we are seeing you here coming to nomination. When are you going to replace your party leader? What is happening in the GAP Action Party, sir?
Sorry, point of correction. We didn't sack him.
I can't hear you. Mike.
I said, sorry, we didn't sack him.
Okay.
He decided to join NPP. And he has right as a citizen to choose. We are a democratic state.
But that's different from your press release. Nonetheless, we've seen in the past your party leader has had financial problems. Will you declare your assets so the Gambian people will know your value before going into office, sir?
Yes, if it is necessary, and if Gambians want, I will declare all my assets.
Okay. We'll follow up later for it, sir.
Okay, no problem.
Just a clarification.
Yes.
Did you suspend him or expel him, or he decided to join President Barrow? I mean, Musa Bashir.
We suspend him.
You suspended him.
Pending impeachment.
Okay. Thank you.
So, many are saying that the Gambia is under the influence of foreign interference. Is that true? And if so, tell us, if you are voted in office, are you going to stop that, and how are you going to stop it?
Yes, that's true, because Gambia, we are a sovereign state. We have right to be free without foreign interference, and that is not part of even the UN Charter. But it's only happening in the Gambia, and people are turning blind eye to it. So if God is in office, inshallah, 5th December, inshallah, we will make sure that Gambia become a sovereign state again.
What mechanisms are you going to put in
Because this is something I know, both practically and theory. I did foreign policy. And in international system, your country, you should be always looking for the interest of your country. And whatever you are going to have relationship with any foreign country, it should be a zero-sum game. And that one, for sure, God will do it for the interest of the Gambian people.
Mr. So, you have a military or security background. There have been much talk about the need for security reforms, etc., etc. Being a former major in the army, how is your perception of this security reform? How do you want to go about it?
Yes, thank you very much. This security reform, it can be implemented in a short term, based on the reality. If you know what it takes, you can reform your security easily, but not like you take foreign advices, ideas, you rely on the past, that what happened to other countries, then you got it wrong, and it will never be implemented. But for God, we have the idea, and we will implement it as soon as possible we are in office.
The related question to that is that it's been said that there's a feeling among the ex-service or service members that there is no need for what you call foreign boots on the ground. Will your government, if you get elected, what are you going to do about the presence of foreign troops in the Gambia?
That immediately we are announced as winners, we will just respect the protocol of ECOWAS and give them 72 hours to leave our country.
What will your government do to bring transitional justice to the victims?
Every Gambian is important. And in humanity, however you are tough on doing whatever you are doing, but you have to be humane. And we'll make sure that every Gambian will be treated as a Gambian. This is the country we have, and we have to respect each other. Yes.
Is GAP open to form a coalition or an alliance with any other party?
As of now, or even we are not thinking of it. We are going solo, and I know Gambians will know by looking at my executives, they are all young people. We know our problem, and we can handle it and make sure we transform the country on a rapid development.
we're not seeing any women amongst your executive here. What is your stance towards gender equality and fighting for women in the new government if you come into office? What will you do?
Yes, well, for God, we are not gender biased because every Gambian is important and we value every Gambian. You cannot, the men cannot do it alone. We have to include the women also so that we can develop because they have the sympathize heart to make sure that we move our country because they are the most vulnerable people. So I will use them at the forefront to make sure that Gambians have their dignified life. Inshallah.
Okay, Honorable. In your press release, it is stated there that Bachili, joined President Barrow's camp, without notifying the executive of GAP. Is this how he has been doing in your party? The previous, actions that he has been taking.
No, this was just a surprise to us. So that's all. We feel like of taking that action.
Is there any interim leader as of now, as far as Bakili is suspended?
We will discuss it at executive level and we will make sure that we inform the press.
And your manifesto, when will you share it with the Gambian people and sell your program? Elections is around the corner.
Yes, that one, our manifesto is our ideas because we feel like for 56 years, Gambians are writing books and they cannot implement them because it's not their ideas. You can implement the ideas you have, you design, and you become the architect of your own country. So we have GAP, like we just have the health sector, we have short plan and long term. But for health, agriculture, education, and for sure, we will do it. And it is part of our manifesto.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for having you people.
Let's go, please.
fana mo le tumi yalon ko wala fana lafta ka lo president ya ni nolla ni sangola ko banko nyin ra fana fela nata IEC bi amineta fele ala as I speak di ani do na so le ni karni jabir so ni do na so le ni karni jabir so ala ko la ala lo tan kan ala ni ko ala lo bulo be min ko sa felentinga la mol wolal bita kan tan ala fintila nala mol bita ibe kairam personante
okay lo nega
mani okay lo len gisi alu
waaw deug yalla alu dafa nek ko xamantene do nañu de so xolé depuis ñu announce ni day dafa nek flag bearer until now den ba légui gisuñ ci mom ci ñi suñu gis mom rek lañ gis ci mom even do da suñu nga xamantene mo nek ci parti leader dem na join baraway still mom ngi maintain il faut ma xaru il dem na maintain parti bi ko soplan nekku na pas en interest mo taxa jog waye doomi Gambien mo taxa jog kon de dama fight pour achieve li nga xamantene lolu doomi Gambien soxla ma jox len ko
kon da ngeen am yaakaar alu mun na yóbbu réew mi mun na jiital réew mi ko
waaw exactly because of Aliou dafa competent because of so xoolee ki nga xamante ne dafa nekk ku liggéey si ron nguur Yaya Jammeh nga liggéey fa 22 years
defloo dara loo xamante ne yaa jëma daf laa daaxa defloo dara loo xamante ne yaa jëma daf laa tëj kon kooku noonu wax dëgg yàlla suñu waxee ne amut compétence bi pour mën a yore réew wax dëgg yàlla dafa nekk loo xamante ne ñun duñu surprise la moo tax ba léegi dañoo maintain even though su nekk ne dañoo dem solo duñ dem sax even coalition waaye dinañ mën a gis ne dinañ mën a jël réew mi comme niñ ko soxlee
jërëjëf baɗu on tolle o moy ñola dron min keta aliou sow lam hoɓiti ɓayra nominate tele silam fele aɓe fintila akata sista ɓe ñaaɗi iɗo pertela te itoɗima ɗum ami jaaba min to tujere ami alla candidate o fela nominate sa ngabe fintila ide mo ne so do min fola banko moli
ko kayro almon kayro dalam bebe almon na mo winna
sa ide mi ko aliou na winta be nyim banko samano
bo sambala na la ko faw
ma jina ne meeku nañ ne gaayam ñu ngi daal di génn di dem di amal li nga xamante ne moo di seen njiit bi topp ki nga xamante ne moo di seen ko candidat bi di seet kan lañ ci mën a waxtaanal salaamaaleykum broda naa def noo tudd
madame Diallo
yow la moo la indi tey ji nga ànd ak gan
soxla mu nekk président rek laa soxla
loolu la nga
moo rek laa soxla su dañ sonna
da yaakaar ngeen ne di ngeen wi
inshallah yàlla benn la
jërëjëf ñu jaajëfal ko bu baax a baax mu yëkkati ay kàddu ñu laajaat ñeneen gis nañ fi ay ndaw ñu laajaat ñeneen ñu seet ñeneen ñi nga xamante ne dinañ mën a waxtaan ak ñoom ñu yëkkati seen ay kàddu wax ko rek si lu jëm ci wàllu lan moo tax ñu ànd ak li nga xamante ne ni moo di gàpp ñu daal di seet kenn ku xamante dinañ ko mën a interview mu daal di wax yëkkati si ay kàddoom
fele fintola kata wala kata aliou sowti don gap le nyaton ka ba nominate le sa fela nala ka fobida afana mo million jama wala ba koma fela nominate tabita to ba fala le don aliou la ko to meden na le jane don ani LSTV lem aliou la mo bayri ko nga nyami ani nga fale nyami abe lari wala nyama aliou fela bita sai se dangali e jan don ani LSTV lem fo nyato do man ni nga candidate do so minna ga IEC next continue wala wala donc Tamsir Jasseh
Jadi nga ñëw Ablang ko musi awang aja mana. Hey, nanay na yung finger. Kara Independent Electoral Commission on into Mbakata Gamba. Mr. Jasseh, one word.
Yeah.
Mr. Jasseh, finally you are
taken against anyone who engages in such practice, and that will give us an opportunity as a nation to start moving forward.
What plan do you have for women and the youths in the Gambia? Because most of the population-wise, youths are the dominant, and also women are always in front when it comes to development.
Yes, women have to be given special attention. The first thing we want to do is to make sure that our young women that give birth in our hospitals do not die in the process. So we have to focus on health. We also have to focus on the the macroeconomy in which many of them are engaged in, and give them an opportunity, especially in the area of agricultural programs, so that they can continue to make progress in that area as well as in any other sector, because women are our 100% partners as men, and they now form the majority of this population and therefore should be given every single opportunity.
Before I leave you, the security, what plan do you have for security sector reform?
We are coming out with a two-phase security sector reform. We have the regional police system and the national police system. Once that is introduced, I can assure you'll begin to see more security, feel more secure. There'll be less corruption. There'll be a better life for everybody.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Awalam Tamsir Jasseh akabin na badiam ka wodla ay parandro min soro pour Gambia dingole towards na keta modi min nara gagné a December for presidential election of 2021 to mbela moy nyola right now after the independent electoral commission na bunda da ko kala dron sabula no mga jibe ko ba futala jenya wala ko ba laban na jenya min dro LSTV1.
comme niñ ko xamee rek ki nga xamante ne ni moo di Tamsir Jasseh moo nekk nii di dugg si election house bi gis nañ ne it tamit mu ngi ànd ak ñenn si ñi nga xamante ne ñoo di ay ñoñam ñu ngi ñëw fii si election house bi ngir mën a jébbal ñi nga xam ne ñoo di waa IEC bi ay jumtuwaayam ak ay këyitam yi nga xamante ne nii dinañ mën a xool ba xam ndax dina bokk ci 10e presidential election bi wala déet moom Tamsir Jasseh nekk na koo xamante ne independent candidate la maanaam daal moom nekkul benn politique taxawalu di benn politique moom boppam rek la daal di ñëwal moo tax ñu fii nii si election house bi jamono ji nag dugg na ba noppi fi ne ni dem toog ci table gi rek lay daal di def ngir amal li nga xamante ne moo di nomination mi ngi di joxe li nga xamante ne moo di ay këyitam ngir mën a amal nomination bi fii nii si election house bi am naa ne ci kanam tuuti nag di ngeen mën a tataan li nga xamante ne moo di ay kaddu yi nga xamante ne ruusee na ci IEC bi jëm lu ci moom ak kaddu yi nga xamante ne dina ko daal di ekkati ngir ñi nga xamante ne nii ñoo di askan bi mun ko bàyyi xel ak lan la naat ngir buñ ko jëlee li nga xam ne moo di réew mi jox ko ak bu qualifié ngir bokk ci 10e presidential election bi.
Police certificate of character will be submitted tomorrow. We will be making questioning from Secretary of Police, as well as the assets declaration. We need to combine it together and submit it tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Would us have all documents to submit today?
And the rest of our nomination papers are on the way from URR. They should be here by the end of the day. That will be submitted as well. Okay.
Make sure they are here before Friday 4 o'clock.
Yes.
Just go over it again. Your sworn asset declaration is not submitted. Your manifesto is not submitted. Your photo for identification is not submitted. Your symbol is not submitted, and you have not chosen a color. All these things must be submitted on or before Friday 4 o'clock. Yes.
Question, sir. Do I have to submit it in person, or I can send a representative?
You can send it to a representative. Thank you.
I'm honored to present you receipt of the documents brought so far. Thank you. The other ones that are not yet here, make sure they are here by Friday 4 o'clock. Yes, sir. Thereafter, all the ones submitted are subject to public scrutiny on Saturday. Yes. It's only after that they are going to review to let you know your status. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Good afternoon, my fellow Gambians. 5 years ago, we as a nation came together to vote for a change. However, we must at this time realize that we have not achieved the change that we voted for. It is therefore necessary that people like me and others step into the fray and try to bring about the change that we so badly desire. If you look around you, there is nothing in this nation but hopelessness, poverty, disease. But there is tremendous potential, especially in our youth. We need a leader that would come forward and harness this potential, harness this ability to work and transform our nation into what we want it to be, like any other in the world. The problem we have was not created by one individual or one political party. It's a collective responsibility. We all contributed in creating this problem that we have. It is therefore necessary that we all come together again as a nation, come together, put things together, and work to change our condition. The Gambian condition must be changed, but only the Gambians can do that. We are willing to look beyond political lines and political divide. We are willing to look beyond tribe. We are willing to look beyond sex. We are willing to look beyond anything that differentiates us and recognize the fact that we are Gambian people, one nation, and we have the ability, we have what it needs, and we must do it. At this point, we do not need to intellectualize our problem. Each and every one of you looking at me, listening to me, put your hands in your pockets. I can assure you have no money. We need to change that. We shouldn't be this broke. Allah Almighty did not intend us to be this broke. We are broke because we are corrupt. We tolerate corruption because we refuse to enforce the laws that we have. My government will make sure that each and every law that's in our books is enforced. to ensure that we all enjoy the freedoms, all enjoy the opportunities that God Almighty gave to us as Gambians, so we can live decent lives, we can live honorable lives, we can live the life that Allah Almighty wanted us to live. You can see I'm not reading from a text, I'm speaking from my heart. Because it's not about me, it's about you. It's about you, the Gambian people. You who wake up every morning and don't know where the next meal is coming from. You who wake up every morning and wonder how in the world are you going to pay the school fees of your children. It's not about me, it's about you. It's about how many of you are able to guarantee your children that they'll have the kind of future that you deserve for them to have. You are on Facebook, you're on social media, you see the youth of other nations. What you do is you look and you do what Gambians call NIMSE. We need to put an end to that damn NIMSE and make it a reality for all of us.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jasseh. Could you allow the press now to put forward our questions? And that
Thank you very much. You may do so.
With asking, you did mention that Gambians are stranded. You also talk about the issue of corruption. What would you do? What would Jasseh's administration do if elected into office to end those? Because it's easy to say, to recognize those issues, or say the present government is
I did not say the present government, please.
Well, if you say it's corrupt, that means it's
under
the present government. Whatever the case is, corruption, there is corruption. There is corruption. Very well, that means it is under this present government. So what would you do? It's easy to say we are corrupted, but it's another task to fight corruption.
All right.
How do you intend to fight this corruption?
The first step to fighting corruption is to enforce our laws. For every single corrupt act that is committed in our country, there is a law that calls it a violation. There is a procedure that must be followed to ensure that those who violate the law are held accountable.
Are you saying we are not enforcing the laws presently?
Why are we so corrupt if we are? We are not. The enforcement of the law needs to be much stronger than what it is. We need to empower law enforcement. We need to give them better training, better pay, better opportunity, better work environment, and encourage them so that they can do the job that we've asked them to do on our behalf. But if everybody goes out there and dip their hands in the cookie jar and walk away scot-free, nobody says the damn thing, the thieves would continue to steal and rob us blind. And that's what's happening.
You are accompanied to the IEC with a small number of supporters. Are you able to meet the 5,000 signatories?
Yes, we have met them. We have a problem with our vehicle coming from Upper River region, and they're on their way. And we have been given an opportunity to submit them before Friday. We don't need that much time, but we'll certainly take it. And we're talking about a crowd. You know what crowd that matters? How many ballots you have in a box. If you don't have the ballots in your box, you can have the greatest crowd on earth. It's nothing but the fanfare.
How optimistic are you to win December?
No one is optimistic because there is nothing like 50 plus 1. The unfortunate part is that we might end up with a government that was elected by a minority. That is not democracy.
Mr. Jasseh, we understand that. We understand that there are documents.
Let's get a woman, please.
Mr. Jasseh, in order for Gambians to vote for you, they need to know the reality surrounding Mr. Jasseh. Tell us, there's this concern raised about your dual citizenship. Some are saying you have two citizenship, Gambia and America. Can you shed light on that?
Yes, I do, and the process to drop one has already begun and will be done before you cast a single vote for me. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Jasseh.
Let's get a man this time, please.
Mr. Jasseh, we understand that there are some other documents that you should present to the IEC, but you did not present them. It may interest the public to know what are those documents, and I'm optimistic that you will meet the required time for you to.
One of the documents are the certificate of character, which I applied through the IG's office. I thought it was a matter of working up there and working it through, but they told me to write. It has been written and I'll get it tomorrow. And the other one is the declaration of assets. I just need to be very specific about what I put on that paper so that, because I know it's a legal document, that I need to give the appropriate account of what my assets are, which I can tell you is not much. And then we also, you asked me a question, may I please complete it? We also have my picture And you can do me a favor and just take my picture and I'll give it to them. That will save us some trouble. We have that. These are under the logo. These are cosmetic things in my view, but of course they are essential and important to the IEC, and I respect very much their requirements. And the vehicle that has some of these documents is actually stopped upriver on its way. So there's no need to rush. We'll do it before Friday, and everyone will be happy.
Mr. Jasseh, you are
now let's get somebody else, a woman this time, please.
Mr. Jasseh.
One more question, and we can step aside.
We have seen that Gambia lives in a grant and taxation-based country. We have lived in a grant and taxation-based country, and that taxation-based country do not sustain the youth. So what, my question to you, what will you do if you're in power to help youth employment rise to expectations?
Use what you've got to get what you need. If we look around us, there is nothing but opportunity. Allah Almighty wouldn't create a nation and give it this opportunity to lead. We are the ones that ignore it and then try to look for something else that's not readily available. The sea that we have has tremendous resource. The soil that we have has tremendous resource. And we also want to point out the fact that there are some of us who simply don't want to work. But those who wish to work should be given the opportunity, and my government will make sure that that opportunity is given so that they would access international markets. Because if you could just get a container full of smoked fish, like kongulaka, you can make $100,000 within 90 days. That's $5 million. There is no amount of smoked fish that we can fill, for instance, in the United States. How come we're not doing it?
Okay, what are some of the initiatives in place to help the youth?
To help the youth is to first give them an education and trade. They need to know how to build things, and we need to give them that opportunity. If you look at other nations and the wonderful cities like New York, London, it wasn't built by degree holders, it was built by skillful workers. And that's it. Thank you.
Stand up.
Tamsir Jasseh doro kala nominate diam tamol ya ni jona sole ni kar ni jabi soto valentine atalla moto lo wala tan ko min ka fale donko sayembe danno li janne bi fana nomination o fanna la bayra tele mo la ba IEC min soto bi mo la ba ta tele IEC min soto bi nomination o fanna la min kala li don le bi balbula la ka na jiberlal be kontu mbake baade momo ya lam ko be LSTV jibe ka don folo ka nyin nomination la Caroline na programme ko tan hal be kontu mbake amo na timo min fana be jangal be kontu mbake na coordinator kontu min keto Fatmata Jawara cameraman Usmane nge kontu mbake Amadou do kunyol ngel kontu Mariama bangal be kontu mbake ko min nga fale nyamin to sama fana be tarlale janne ni pati dol fana be kontu min bina nomination ala